Misa think you don't sip so good.
Hey everybody, Scuba here, and if you're seeing me, you guessed it, it's finally time for another toy hunt. Today we're headed to Louisville, Kentucky for a one-day G.I. Joe Expo, and then we're going to drop south to the toy mall and see what kind of treasures we can find down there. And speaking of treasures, I figure I'd give you a bird's eye view of the upper shelves. I'm perched on top of the sofa like an idiot for this intro, but come on along. I hope you enjoy the hunt.
To Jurassic Park.
Joe Fest was great because literally, you had all toy lines there.
Alright, so we're back from the hunt, and let me tell you, the expo was rocking. It was packed. Tons of families, though, enjoying the day, enjoying G.I. Joe, and that was great to see, but just way too crowded to really video and take it all in. But I did pick up these carded Fun School Zartan and Hydro Vipers from a really fun, knowledgeable seller. He actually worked for Hasbro back in the day and was part of the Fun School project. And so he was talking about how they would share tooling, and that was very interesting. So I hope to continue that conversation with him more in the future. But check out the Hydro Viper. Gotta love him in all of his bad guy diver and the evil stingray. Watch out. And then Zartan, so neat to see him not with the same bits as we know growing up here in the States, but still a way cool look. That was my first find. Up next is this 1980 Empire Strikes Back thermos lunchbox.
So good. A little more dinged up on the back. But that Dagobah scene on the front, love it. It does not have the thermos inside, but that's okay. I got it for the art.
And then I picked up a few loose Star Wars figures. I've got a couple Bespin Luke variants. And I have a lightsaber and a blaster to complete one of them that I got in a job lot. Next door, I could not resist a couple cheap indoor troopers in really good shape. Always need a few of those. And then awesome Bespin guard. His gold piping is immaculate. And so I had to have him. Next up is this great removable MC3PO in a sealed Kenner bag. I mean, it's in great shape.
I like that the tape is a little yellowed, but never removed. Just a great find. Next up is the 1982 Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Sarkin Merc Archer. How cool is that? I got him at the Joe Expo. And that's a great tip. You know, a lot of these expos are centric to one particular line, but often the sellers have lots of other bits for sale, and you can pick them up for a great price. These two I found down at the Toy Mall. 1980 Clash of the Titans. Fallow, the soldier, with great paint detail still intact. These are actually made in the Philippines. And then next to him, Calabos. He always scared the tar out of me whenever I would watch that. But he's missing his tail, sadly, like so many are. But this is the first time I've even found one, so I was very excited to get him. What an ugly mug. Grr. All right, I saved the best for last, of course. This I also picked up at the Joe Expo from 1975, a boxed Seawolf sub. So good. Check out that artwork. I mean, I'm like a moth to a flame. I had to have it. Love it. A sub. I'm gonna take a little bit of work to, you know, clean it up. It's missing a grapple claw on the front, but that's okay. Already got my searches out for that. Other than that, it's complete. Even has the squid. Very 20,000 Leagues. And I love that this is a remote control for surfacing and diving. Actually just a fancy air pump, but it has a little plug and you change it from the different ports to either sink it or bring it to the surface. And that's hooked with some airline into the bubble here on top. But even inside, it's got the dive mask with the hose intact. So good. And they really did think of all kinds of cool stuff to put with this, including an underwater viewer that you could use if you yourself were in the tub or the pool or the lake. But you could look in the little top and see what kind of things were going on under the surface. Such a great find. I had to tote it around for a couple hours, but it was a labor of love, let me tell you. Well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We had a blast, and by we, I mean 2 friends came to town, Matt and Antonio, and we just had a big day. Hit the expo, a little bit of lunch, and then finally several hours at the toy mall, just picking that place apart. An absolute blast. But what better way to spend a Saturday than with your mates and toy hunting? So join us on the next one.